Welcome to Module 3, Regulating Emotions. This module will cover the following topics: the importance of the parent-child relationship for managing emotions, emotional intelligence and its importance, thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, strategies to assist children in regulating emotions, what is emotion coaching, and practical behavior strategies. The importance of the parent-child relationship for managing emotions. Infants need their parents to regulate their distress. Children need parents to help them in regulating emotions. This is called co-regulating emotions, and if this is done correctly, children do learn to self-regulate their emotions. To help your child manage their emotions, it is important that you have established a good relationship with them. It is important that as a parent, you take time to build a relationship with your child. I will discuss in Course 2 how to connect with your child and build a good relationship. It is very important to remember that for emotion regulation to work, the parent-child relationship needs to be warm, caring, empathic, connected, and consistent. It needs to be a secure and trusting relationship. To create that security and trust for your child, it's important that as a parent, your responses to your child's emotional needs are attuned and consistent. By doing this, your child will learn what to expect from you with regard to their emotional needs. Please think carefully about the current message that your responses to your child's emotional needs are giving. Please think about the message that you would like to be giving. By assisting your child with their emotions, you improve your relationship with them and you equip your child with a very valuable life skill, namely emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence and its importance. Emotional intelligence is defined as the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions, and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathically. I would probably add the ability to express one's emotions appropriately. It is clear that emotional intelligence is very important to having good relationships with others, personal success, resilience, coping, flexibility, self-control, persistence, and good mediating abilities. Daniel Goleman, the author of Emotional Intelligence, suggested that IQ accounts for only 20% of life success. The other contributing factors are EQ, temperament, wealth, family education, and luck. EQ, or emotional intelligence, would be considered the one area that a parent could have a positive impact on their child's future success. Having good emotional intelligence allows your child to control their impulses, regulate their emotions, have better relationships, and make better behavioral choices. Emotional intelligence is about having greater self-awareness, which improves your emotion regulation and self-management. But we also become more aware of the emotions and thoughts of others too. Emotional intelligence relates to our capacity for empathy and our level of social skills. You might wonder why emotions are important. Well, emotions allow us to feel pleasure and to connect with other people. Emotions are our evolutionary survival tool as we use emotions to appraise whether a situation is good or bad, safe or threatening. These appraisals result in our actions, which might be moving towards or away from the situation. And emotion regulation? Emotion regulation underlies the success of our relationships with ourselves and with others. Those who lack emotion regulation skills are generally found to be socially unacceptable. This might cause further issues such as social isolation, bullying, depression, and anxiety, to name but a few. Thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It is so important to note that thoughts and feelings are not within our control. They are automatic, and we have many thoughts and feelings in any given day. Thoughts and feelings are automatic biological processes happening within our brain. However, our actions and behaviors are under our control, and we generally have to make a conscious decision about our actions. Our actions and our behaviors are mostly voluntary responses to our thoughts and our feelings. There are implicit actions that happen without much conscious thought. For example, we might drive a car without using much conscious thought or focused attention. This is mediated through repetition of this activity. Therefore, being present and mindful, which has been covered in Module 2, does improve emotion regulation and behavior choices. For example, think about being afraid when you're home alone. What do? What action would there be in response to your feeling of fear? Or you meet a friend for lunch and she seems a bit unhappy. Your thoughts are that she's angry at you as you were 5 minutes late. What do? What action would be a response to that thought? My favorite mantra is all thoughts and feelings are okay, but all behaviors are not okay. For example, your child is angry at her younger sister for taking her favorite t-shirt and she yells at her, "I hate you," and then runs into her sister's room and hits her. You could say, "I know that you are angry at your sister for taking your shirt, but next time, go into her room and ask for it back nicely, rather than yelling and hitting, which are not acceptable ways of showing anger." I consider the parents' modeling of appropriate emotion regulation and behavior responses to their child as the most important aspect to improving their child's regulation skills. Children will do as you do and not as you say. How have you been managing your emotions? Managing your child's emotions. I've put together some very important facts to remember when it comes to managing your child's emotions. Have a consistent approach to your child's intense emotions. In this way, your child learns to trust the relationship and that your responses to their distress will be reliable and predictable. This reduces their anxiety, which has a positive effect on brain development. It will allow them to feel comfortable with their emotions and increase their trust in others, which would benefit future relationships. Children become anxious and clingy when parents' responses are unpredictable. Dismissive parenting will result in children suppressing their feelings and losing trust in secure and attentive, reliable relationships. Allow your child to express all emotions, both positive and negative emotions. It's important that children grow accustomed to all their emotions, which encourages them to develop a more holistic view of themselves and others. Assist them in managing their emotions, and they will become more resilient, adaptable, and tolerant, and build good coping skills. Acknowledge their negative emotions. This does not result in a worsening of their feelings. This is so important to remember, and so I will repeat it. By acknowledging your child's negative emotions, such as sadness, frustration, anger, disappointment, and rage, will not worsen these feelings. Always remember the mantra: all thoughts and feelings are okay, but all behaviors are not okay. But a lack of validating your child's emotions will result in them feeling the need to escalate the level of their distress to gain your acknowledgement. The aim should be to enhance positive emotions that your child is experiencing, but to soothe and reduce the negative emotions. but this is not the same as dismissing feelings. Experiencing emotions and learning appropriate ways of managing emotions results in your child learning to process their emotions and integrate all of their experiences. It is this integration of their experiences that is important to healthy brain development and functioning. By assisting your child with their emotions, you're conveying the message that it is very normal to turn to others in a time of emotional need. Many people don't seek help due to their feelings of shame, which could have dire consequences. The good mood neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and oxytocin, are released when experiences between the parent and the child are positive. Children who are stressed by their emotions become distractible, jittery, hyperactive, aroused, and depressed. These mood states, if frequent, could become ingrained personality traits, and this is because of the brain changes that occur when the child is consistently stressed. There are always setbacks, and it's impossible to expect your child to always manage their emotions well. Do not shame your child for this or induce feelings of guilt. This goes for parents too, as sometimes we don't manage our children as well as we should. But most evidence would suggest that 30% of encounters with our child need to be good to establish a secure and attached relationship with them. I generally suggest having a kind intent in every interaction. Always remember to repair any relationship breakdown that happens during these times. Be comfortable apologizing for your poor responses and sit down with your child and reflect on what went wrong between you and them and where you could improve. Be willing to listen to your child's feedback and practice as you are developing new skills. And this is how the rewiring of the brain happens. And remember, it's never too early or too late to start talking about feelings, as children are able to understand before they're able to speak. Provide them with the script for managing their feelings. For example, the hungry baby is crying and the mum says, "It's okay, darling. You're hungry. Mummy's going to feed you now, and then you will feel better." Equally, if you have older children and haven't been in tune or responded appropriately to their emotions, do start now.